Before we start, I would just like to thank all 3 people who submitted sin suggestions for this. Thanks guys, it really helps. Click below to watch the original Sins video or to buy Wonder Woman. Also, I'm currently stuck using iMovie, which sucks. Everything wrong with, in 14 minutes or less, W! Spoilers duh, Wonder Woman.
47 seconds of logos. Also DC Comics.
Let's talk about that sin for a second. Originally, you used to make that sin when this logo appeared on screen. The sin here is that DC stands for Detective Comics, so saying DC Comics is like saying Detective Comics Comics, which doesn't make sense. So why would you make that sin here? The new DC logo doesn't say DC Comics on it, it just says DC. You're just carrying on tradition for tradition's sake, even when it doesn't make sense to do so.
Why is her main work desk directly in the corner of all the fabulous artifacts she and the museum have collected? This is like the bank manager having his office inside the safe deposit box vault.
No, it's not, because a bank manager doesn't need to study their money.
CGI Asgard and CGI Naboo got nothing on CGI, Wonder Woman place.
So, is the sin here the good CGI, or the fact that you don't know what this place is called after it's been on screen for like 3 seconds?
Random daytime armadillo is random.
An armadillo! Quick! Sin it!
Long ago.
Help me understand this bedtime book. Is it just the one picture? Is it Potter style coming to life for Diana?
You know what? Since it doesn't matter as fuck, I'm perfectly happy to just have my own headcanon for this one. My personal headcanon is that, no, it doesn't. Because that would be dumb.
Diana went from 7 years old to 13 to however old she can be with Gal Gadot still pulling it off. Guessing early 20s. This movie is doing some random time jumps.
No, it's not doing random time jumps. It's doing the time jumps that would be necessary to tell the story. Because, you know, this is much better than having an narrated expository monologue at the beginning.
You're stronger than this, Diana. Again.
Hey everybody, Morpheus is fighting Princess Buttercup is fighting Diana.
The similarities here are that they both, fuck it. Yeah, for that one I really wanted to do a sin along the lines of, this movie had, that movie had, and that's a sin. But I really just couldn't tell what the movies were even supposed to have in common here. I mean, there was a fight. Yeah.
If wherever the Diana and her kin live is this easily infiltrated, then it was never really hidden at all. And I'm shocked no one prior to World War I even accidentally found this cloaked paradise.
Do you not know what hidden means? Yes, this island was hidden. It wasn't shielded or anything. It was just hidden. And based on the fact that outside of the island it's completely invisible, I'd say it's hidden pretty well. Also, you say you're shocked no one's ever found this paradise before. Are you really? Like, do you not know how fucking big the ocean is? Like, you're really surprised that no one just happens to have sailed to this exact spot before, even though outside it just looks like another patch of ocean. Also, there is no reason whatsoever to assume that no one has found this before.
Wow, Auntie Antiope's got skills we've seen before. Legolas would definitely swipe right, is what I'm saying.
So, you complimented her on her archery, made a Lord of the Rings reference, and then mentioned Tinder. Where was the sin in there?
Would you say you're a typical example of your sex?
Movie's got dick jokes, yo.
So that's not really a sin. But also, if you are going to make that sin, why would you make it here when Diana asks if he's a typical example of a male, rather than when he says, I'd say I'm above average?
Good thing it's still ticking.
You let this little thing tell you what to do.
We are still talking about the wallet, right?
Sin's video's got dick jokes, yo. Which is apparently a sin now?
Something did come to me last night. A different type of gas. For you, to restore your strength.
So, this is a gas that will make me stronger? Yes. And it will help me to fight. That is correct. Then I have only one question. What is your question? Why are we speaking English?
There's enough here for a few days.
A few days what? Room and board? Weapons they need? Bribing people to get them across the border? The Irish sniper guy's beer budget alone is probably more than what's in that envelope.
Ah, yes. Irish. I suppose he's just one of those Irish people who puts on a Scottish accent all of the time for no reason.
I know you can't speak Flemish, so let me interpret. They are saying, the demon witch, she purposely destroyed our temple. She is here to eat our souls. Well, at least they should be saying that.
Yeah, but also, no.
you saying we drove all the way to the mud and dreck?
So for this gag to work, it needs to be common for German officers to speak English. Maybe it was. And yes, he's technically talking to his driver here, but this is 1918. I'm pretty sure anyone driving German officers for a living is speaking German, not English. And even his driver is speaking English to the German soldier guard. What, could Chris Pine do a German accent, but not learn to speak 2 lines of actual German?
This sin is fine and all. I mean, it is actually a valid sin. But have you really not noticed the fact that all of the Germans for this whole movie just speak in English to each other? Like, this isn't the first case of this happening. This really dumb thing has been happening for the whole movie.
Enjoying the party?
English, the official language of World War I Germany. Keep in mind that Diana has proven to be fluent in many dozens of languages, and I'm sure German is one of them. But apparently at the halfway point of the film, the studio ran out of dialect trainer money or some shit.
How are you only noticing this now? None of the Germans have spoken a word of German for this entire movie. Yet you're here for this one scene going, why are the Germans not speaking German here?
Well, here's another literal machine delivered by the hand of God.
I'm having a little bit of trouble with the word literal there. I mean, either you're saying that this bike literally was placed there by God's hand, which, no, or you felt the need to for some reason point out that you weren't being metaphorical when you were describing a bike as a machine, which, honestly, I don't think anyone really needs help with there.
How are gas masks a good disguise for sneaking into a German base manufacturing a gas for which gas masks provide no protection?
Maybe it's because the gas that the Germans are using is the one that can get through the gas masks, and all the other gas that, their enemies are using, gas masks still works for. What you just said is like saying, well, my enemy has a gun, but I have a bazooka, so I don't need a bulletproof vest.
This plane door opens easily from the outside during takeoff. Were they expecting a pizza delivery?
Well, we're about to take off. Better lock the plane door instead of just sealing it in case someone runs up beside us while we're taking off and tries to get in. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. I wouldn't have thought of that.
Why exactly does all this god punching even matter? Diana knows at this point that Steve and Ares are right about humans being weak. He's barely doing anything and man is willing to go to war. Seems to me no matter who wins, people be people.
You're totally right. Ares isn't the one causing the problem, he's just making it significantly worse. So why try and stop him? So, the sin total was 23 sins. And the punishment will be forgetting the difference between Nazi Germany and Prussian Germany. Those are different things. Movie. Anyway, I'm going to quickly review the movie, and then let's move on to an end segment. It's time for a quickie review. I should really make a jingle for this. So, Wonder Woman. In my eyes, it was a not very compelling story, told really well. It did have a lot of good moments, but ultimately good moments aren't what it takes to make a film great. Personally, I didn't find the overall plot or villain that compelling. Although I did quite like the element of who Ares was, or if Ares was even going to turn out to be real, when we finally got answers to those questions, it didn't really surprise me. It just sort of left me going, oh, it was that guy. I have been quite negative so far, and although I do believe all the things I just said, I did really enjoy the film. If you enjoy superhero movies, I would totally recommend you go see this. Just don't expect to have your socks knocked off by it. The best part of the film for me was easily Wonder Woman herself. She was just a really entertaining presence throughout. As for the rest of the cast, Steve was a decent character, although he did represent an archetype that I'm kind of getting bored of. He was entertaining, but ultimately you could have just replaced him with Ant-Man, Star-Lord, or Poe Dameron, and he would have been pretty much the same character. As for the rest of the cast, they just were sort of there to me. They weren't particularly memorable. They served their purpose fine, but for me that's really all they did. Anyway, those were just my opinions. Now let's move on to something a little bit different for the end segment. So recently I've been playing around with deep learning on the internet. For those who don't know, deep learning is a sort of computer algorithm that can teach itself stuff by looking at things. Although that is an incredibly oversimplified explanation. But for example, I've been looking at something called deep writing, which is a computer program that you can feed text and it will write more stuff in the style of the text you fed it. For example, they fed it all 7 Harry Potter books and it wrote its own chapter of Harry Potter. Oh, by the way, I'll put links in the description to all of the deep learning websites I've been using. Well, I say all. Both. Anyway, I thought it would be quite fun to try and get it to write some CinemaSins sins. So, I took all of my scripts from all of my CinemaSins sins videos and I fed them to this AI. The AI then wrote me 20 CinemaSins sins. Here they are. This movie is starting on Earth. Also, technically nobody invaded Iceland, but then you should also feel ashamed to be a joke. Wow, that's harsh. Jeremy, what are you even talking about, boy? Africans will probably remove this feature. Captain America is a soldier with the power to like the idea that Americans throw underwear at anyone receiving praise. I like that one. Bringing your mum is not a sin. Where is gay? Just where is it? I know I left it here somewhere. This joke apparently made out with anyone who has ever listened to a song. Did you just make a statement of the movie? That is not a sin. Is a question? You need to find out the difference between questions and sins. Also, how can this movie that is not a problem take this character seriously? Is this scene dedicated to explaining how the ocean should really be? Fucking! You can possibly see the entrances because censorship is the only thing I can see. This is not that similar, but then again, you do not know any girls. That sin was literally just because of the weather. Wow, that one made sense. As narrators are therefore the only things that Jeremy says. Also, you put a little toothbrush in the Death Star. Microwave noises are like a sex offender, but doesn't Hitler in the missiles. Oh, I just hate sex offenders that don't Hitler in the missiles. This scene works perfectly well for me. If you ever find a steak in the atmosphere, then that's CGI. It just is. And finally, bringing trailers with dragons in them. I hope you've enjoyed this. I certainly enjoyed making it. If you want, you can click the links on screen now to check out some more CinemaSins or my Patreon. Thank you.